guys, and welcome to another episode of Sabado de Chisme. Grab your coffee, your wine, anything you want, because today we have some chisme that I want to share with you that has been going on for the past few weeks, and I am frustrated. So, sit down, put your hair up. I just put my hair up because it's really hot and I cannot have the AC, and it has something to do with what I'm about to talk about. So, for those who saw my Facebook Live, might have seen that I told a story. And if you haven't seen my Facebook Live, you're not following me on Facebook, what are you doing? Go follow me on Facebook, Yvonne Navarro, and on Instagram as Ivy Navarro, so you can follow me there. One day, I was filming and I saw like 3 mosquitoes or like flies fly by, and Abby going crazy trying to catch them. And I was like, that's weird, that's a lot of flies, but whatever. I was like, okay, maybe when I opened the door, they came in, or I didn't think anything of it. You know, fruit flies or whatever. I don't know. I didn't think anything of it. So a couple days after, I have the trash in my kitchen, and the trash was not full. Like, the trash was like halfway there. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take it out after I was having breakfast. I'm like, I'm going to throw this in the garbage and then I'll take it out. I didn't even open it, but you know, like, it has that, it's this type of trash can that it can open, that it has the swinging door. I don't know how to call it, but it has a swinging door. So I pushed it to throw something, in the garbage, and then I feel something crawl on my hand, and I'm like, what the fuck it is? It was maggots. Like, for real, it was maggots. I had maggots on my fucking hand, and I was freaking out because I was like, where are they coming from? They fell on the floor. I grabbed everything. I trashed everything because I'm like, I'm not fucking with that. I grabbed the broom, and the broom had I don't know. Like, I was freaking out. So I went to the store and I got everything, and I also cleaned everything and threw everything away. And I also read that if you put peppermint oil, flies don't like it. So what it was that those little maggots, they're like beige colors. I keep having nightmares about them because it was traumatic. I'm not overreacting. It was very traumatic. Like, they were in my hand, and it was like a horror movie. It was horrible. So supposedly those things are like larva. I don't know if you say larva or larvae. Larva for flies. So they breed, they go to your trash can, they eat there, and then they deposit their eggs there. And the maggots come out, and then they become flies. So I was freaking out. I cleaned everything. I kept seeing like some stragglers over there, like, I get freaking out. So cleaned everything, put peppermint oil, because supposedly it said that if you put peppermint oil, they don't like the smell of peppermint. So I put everything there. I mopped my floors, I cleaned, I washed, I washed everything. Again, I want to make it clear that my trash was not full. That's why I haven't taken it out. So it's not like your trash is full and that's why you nasty bitch haven't taken your trash out in a week. No, my trash was not full. Okay? Thank you. Just saying. Okay. So, then, after a few days, I kept, like, having dreams about those fucking maggots, and I kept seeing flies. Like, after a few days, I started to see flies, like, big-ass flies, and I'm like, oh my god, they turn into, like, adults, and they are living in my house, and literally, my vents are full, and I'm having this, like, nightmare, because every time we killed one, the other one would appear. And at first, honestly, the first time I saw a fly, I was like, no. I told my boyfriend, don't kill it, just let's try to get it out. But we couldn't get it out, so we were just like, oh, forget about it, it's gone, we don't see it, so whatever. So I didn't let him kill it because I don't like to kill animals, right? But I'm sorry for PETA. If you come after me, I am really sorry. But flies, I cannot. I try. Every time I try to let them out, open the door, let them out, they don't want to. So I try to lure them out, they don't want to. So they unfortunately, have to be killed and smashed because they are breeding inside my home. Okay? So, I'm freaking out. I'm like, where are they coming from? I'm trying to figure out when is it happening? Like, is it every time I turn the AC on? Is it every time I open the window? Like, what is it? So, I have no clue. But until yesterday, right? So we're trying to do something, we're killing flies. I keep seeing flies, I freak out, they come at me, like they attack my face, and I'm like, ah! Like, it's a nightmare. I am freaking the F out. And then we're like, okay, how is it? Like, where are they coming from? Then we see that my window, we sleep with the window open because it's hot at night and I don't want to keep my AC running every day, all day long, which I've been doing now because we found out that the window, here's the thing. I already put a maintenance request. I live in a building. You have to put a maintenance request. Put a maintenance request when we moved in because I saw that there was holes on the corners of the screen in the window, and I put a maintenance request and they said they fixed it. They only pushed it in. They didn't really fix it. The holes are still there. So I go in the window and I'm like, let me see if they actually fixed it, because since they said they did, I honestly didn't even check. So I go in and it looks like it's put together, but then I see in the corner, I move it a little bit and it was not. Like, it was open. So I'm like, I think they're coming in through there. But my fear was that they already came in. They're breeding in a dark place in my home. I moved the fridge. I tried to move the washer, but I couldn't move it because it was too heavy. But we moved the fridge. We moved the stove. We moved everything. And there's nothing there, right? So I'm like, if they're inside my AC, I'm going to freak the fuck out because I don't know what to do. Like, in my mind, I imagine this whole, like, horror movie. Like, they keep crawling in the walls or everything. And thankfully, it's not like that. So we saw the holes and then we closed the windows. And after a few hours, I check again in the windows and there's a couple of flies that are stuck between the screen of the window and the actual window. So we're like, okay, that's probably where they're coming from. And another thing, we live next to the trash room. We did not know this when we moved in here. Okay, nothing against the apartment where I live. I'm not going to say where I live, obviously, but I love it. I love living here. It's a luxury complex and we love it. We love living here. But we didn't know that when we were going to move, we didn't know. So when we first saw this building, they gave us a tour to a different apartment. So this one was not available yet because the current tenant hasn't moved out yet when we signed the lease. But we wanted to take advantage of the price because it was really good for us. So we didn't see where our mistake was. We did not see where the apartment is, like located wise. Since we moved in, has been a little bit of problems like ants and people, because people just leave trash outside. Again, it's nothing to do with the apartment building and the maintenance people because they are awesome. They fix everything as soon as they can, but it has everything to do with the fact that people leave trash outside the room. They cannot take the time to open the door, put the trash in, close the door. No, they have to leave it outside. There's bags and bags outside. And some people are leaving food, some people are not. So point is, it's summer. Of course, there's flies, and especially there are gonna be flies inside the trash room, okay? And my window is next to it. So that's why. But that's why I need for these windows to be covered, because what we did was all Saturday and all Sunday, we closed the windows to see, okay, if we killed all of the ones we saw. So we closed the windows and we're like, okay, I don't see anything else tonight. Like, if I see another one, I'm not gonna assume they're coming in, but if we don't see any more flies tomorrow, it means they were coming from the outside. And I was hoping that was the case because I would freak out if they are actually inside breeding in like a dark corner of my apartment. I would freak the F out. So thankfully, Saturday and Sunday, we did not see any more flies because we have the windows closed. But again, it's summer. And at night, we like to open the windows because it's hot. And I don't want to keep my AC running all night and all day. But that's what we've been doing. That's why I'm hot right now. That's what we've been doing because I cannot open the windows. Sorry. They're going to stay closed until they fix my screen. And because of COVID, probably they will not fix my screen because it's not essential. Like, my repair basically is not an emergency, so they don't have to come. They give me priority to emergencies. So I'm stuck with a hole in the screen of my window where mosquitoes can come in. Not only mosquitoes, like, I don't know if I can show you. Like, you see that window? Well, you can see the ring light, but I want you to see the window. Can you see the window? That's the only window I have. So Okay, that window, that's the only window I have. And that's the window where plants, with plants outside, it's like a landscape, like a mini landscape outside, and it's right by my window. It's not even like below, it's right, I'm ground level, so it's right by my window. So any animals, they're gonna be bugs in the plants, anything in the plants. So anything that comes crawling through those plants are gonna come into my house because the screen is open. Like, it's no brain science. Like, it's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. It's just what it is. So hopefully they will fix it, and if not, we're thinking about moving to another apartment that has no trash next to us. So my tip for you today is learn from my lesson. Thankfully we found out that the flies are not inside, so that's good. But I cannot keep my windows closed every day because when I cook, I live in a studio. When I cook, smoke is everywhere, and when it gets hot, so I need to put the AC. We need to breathe. Like, the apartment needs to have some sort of ventilation, because if not, then more problems happen, and then mold can happen, and then humidity, and then this and that. Like, we need ventilation. Come on. But I don't know when this is gonna happen because they have not helped me with it. So we don't know when it's gonna happen, and that's where I'm at with that right now. I guess my tip for you today would be, before you sign a lease, always check where that unit is located. Even if you cannot see inside the unit, ask if they're showing you the actual unit, and if they are not, at least ask to walk by the unit. So one, you can see where it is. If it's next to the trash, don't do it, because people are nasty and they are not respectful, and they don't give a crap about where they put the trash, right? And also, just so you know, like, if you hear your neighbors, if you're walking by, you hear loud music, just imagine that's gonna happen every day. So thankfully we don't have any problems like that. Like, obviously you can hear everything from my neighbors upstairs and next door, but they're pretty cool. Honestly, they're really quiet. I don't have any complaints about that. I have complaints about trash next to the window. Anyways, just that. A few tips. Make sure you have a leasing office, and make sure you know where the location of your unit is gonna be. Anyways, this is it for Sabado de Chisme. I just wanted to give you the story time about what's going on that is keeping me frustrated, and I want to share it with you. And I want to know if you have any other tips for me, because I am freaking out right now. I hate flies, and I know they're not harmful supposedly, but I was reading they do carry diseases, and I'm not about to die because a fly came into my house through the hole in my window. So thank you so much for watching. Give it a like if you like this type of videos where you just chat. I tell you my stories, you tell me yours. Whatever happens, I share with you what's going on in the world. We gossip, but mainly we just forget about the problems in the outside world for a little bit, and we just share some fun stories together like friends, some little gossip, and have a good time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.